I'm Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. As long as it's the start of a new year, do something radical. A few nights ago, I decided to try a new email service. Now, I used a popular service that rose to prominence because it offered a lot of free storage, and in return, I've given it permission to read and scan every single email that I send and receive, analyze those emails, build a profile of me, and sell that profile to marketers. Now, they do have a privacy policy, which I read very carefully. It's a gorgeous policy. It's a beautiful policy. In fact, it sounds like the best example of don't be evil that you've ever read, except for the teeny tiny little, almost insignificant 3 sentences that essentially say, we don't have to honor anything in this policy if it would be inconvenient, and we reserve the right to share everything about you with anyone we want without notifying you at our complete discretion if anyone in our company ever decides so. Well, as one of the only 3 people in the world who've actually read the privacy policy carefully, you can imagine that I am less than thrilled. So, I decided to try out fastmail.com. My friends had raved about its speed and convenience, and I decided to give it a try. After all, it is conveniently located in a country that respects privacy and isn't subject to laws that require it to hand over my entire life's communication to shadowy government agencies with no warrant and no notice to me. So, I'll spare you the raves about their service. Let's just say that for $40 a year, I actually get technical support, great performance, documentation that wasn't a hodgepodge of mediocre web pages, and support forums to wade through, a web app that looks like a competent programmer and UI designer actually spent time working on it in the last decade, and a mobile app that's speedy, easy to use, and privacy. Yay! But the most unexpected benefit of all was the actual switch of providers. Emptiness is bliss. You see, when I fired up Fastmail for the first time, my new inbox was empty. Yes, that's right, empty. I don't think I had seen a truly empty email inbox in living memory. My inbox was empty. My new to be dealt with later folder was empty. Everything was empty. It felt wonderful. If you have messages in your inbox, whatever email system you use, delete them. Yes, just like that. Empty your inbox. I had 3,000 messages in my old provider's inbox. My new inbox had none. Empty yours. And then just stare at it for a few minutes. Feel the power, the energy, and the renewed sense of life that courses through your bloodstream. And perhaps even more importantly, notice how free your mind feels. If you're like me, you will actually feel your creativity, your resourcefulness, and your energy expanding and filling your body. Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't actually follow my advice, because you're thinking, oh my God, my messages have tons of important reference information. I can't just lose all that. Well, that could be true. So, instead of deleting everything, create a folder called Archived 2014. Or if you're listening to this in some other year, Archived whatever year just ended. Then just transfer everything in your inbox into Archived 2014 messages. It's all there. If you later need a message for reference, you can just search your archive. In my case, my old provider's inbox is now my reference folder. Then scan for action items. You may also be afraid that there are important issues hiding in your inbox, kind of like a cockroach or a spider. If you delete them, you will disappoint people. So to protect against this, after you've deleted or archived your inbox, scan your trash or archive folder with a pad of paper and a pencil by your side. Any message you see that might require action, jot the action down on your pad of paper. Write it by hand, and you'll force yourself to hold yourself to high standards. If it's not important enough to write down, it isn't important enough to add to your to-do list. Next, add everything you've written to your task list so you make sure to preserve the action items that you might have to do because of what was in your inbox. Now notice that this is actually good inbox protocol anyway. Scan inbox and write to-dos on paper is a favorite technique of mine, and you can see my episode on keeping an empty inbox for details. There's a link in this episode's transcript. Then go forward with discipline. Now that you've taken care of the need for reference material, you've taken care of making sure that your to-do items are covered, it's time to go forward blissfully into a fresh new future. Turn off your email notifications. Schedule times when you'll check your email. Starting the day with email will guarantee that you get distracted, so I recommend mid-morning after lunch and shortly before you leave for the day. Reserve your early morning for focus work. If you decide to check email right before leaving, make sure you only check it to generate to-do items for the next day. Then empty your inbox and go home. Don't let yourself get sucked into last-minute stuff that could keep you from the rest of your life. I'm finding that the lure of the completely empty inbox, which I hadn't experienced for years, is strong enough to keep me emptying my inbox totally on a regular basis. So give it a shot. Starting with a completely free, unfettered mind makes it so much easier to keep up and bring sanity to your life in an ongoing way. Now, let's see how long I can keep it up. This is Steve Robbins. Tell me your most frustrating work and life issues, and if I have any good tips, I'll use them in a podcast. Email getitdone@quickanddirtytips.com. I partner with authors and consultants and marketers to create high-quality content and information products that engage audiences and create passive income streams. If you want to know more, email me at my website, steverrobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.